In this video, I have one question for you. Are you an entrepreneur or are you self-employed? It's something I had to ask myself, so I'm going to get at that at the other side of the intro. So without any further ado, let's go. Welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin Ain't Easy, and I just wanted to talk to you guys today about something that I've been thinking about. It's been weighing on my mind for quite some time, and really had to ask myself some pretty tough questions. I'm pretty much just a self-employed individual, and I'm not an entrepreneur, and I need to make that change. And I'm going to talk to you about why I feel that way, but before I do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and please consider hitting that notification bell if you enjoy this type of content so that you could be notified when I make my next video. So yes, I admit it. It's something that I had to admit to myself, if I'm being totally honest with you and real with you, that I'm simply just a self-employed individual. I get up in the morning, I pretty much do my routine, I finish up any residual shipping that I didn't get to the night before, and I get out there, I start doing my photos, get my listings, start making listings throughout the day. It's sort of a repeating process. I have other things like sourcing, I have accounting, I have just other things within the business, and I will find myself working from, let's just say, 9 a.m. until maybe 10 o'clock at night. I don't think that is a trait of an entrepreneur by any means. I think that's someone that's self-employed. They don't have a boss anymore. I don't have a boss anymore. But a self-employed individual is somebody who is just working for themselves. And I guess for many of you out there who are either full-time, eBay, Amazon, Mercari, and do this full-time, and if you're doing this by yourself, I am willing to bet that many of you are in that same category as I am, that you are running out of time every day. Every day just doesn't present enough time to get the things done that you need to get done if you're doing the business the right way. And there's others out there that have figured it out. I'll give you one example. Just take Chris from Daily Refinement. And he is one that has really scaled up his business and can pretty much on a whim take a store that has really no listings and turn it into something pretty huge. Now, I'm not advocating that's what I want to do, but my problem is I'm dealing with a situation where I want to scale enough to where I can feel comfortable taking time off and not losing production. See, when we're working for ourselves, us self-employed eBay resellers, Amazon resellers, us self-employed individuals who are just doing it by ourselves, if we get sick or if we want to take a vacation, we lose that productivity, we lose that income. Now, of course, you could still make money while you're on vacation, but you're not there to replenish the business and to keep it running the way it would be if you were there. And so if you're in that category, like I'm in that category, that is the harsh reality. And I'm here to tell you that my plan is to do something about it. And what that is, I plan on hiring here next week. I've been in negotiations with someone. I use the website Fiverr, and I found an individual who has quite a bit of experience dealing with eBay listings. My goal is to take a VA and maybe two VAs, but right now at least one VA, pass off the photos, the item, the general basics of that item in a spreadsheet to them every day and have them knock out 50, 60 plus listings a day. And that would surpass my productivity levels because, again, I'm spread thin. I'm spread thin doing sourcing, photos, listing, research, shipping, and I'm sure many of you are as well. And so the whole goal behind this is to free that part of it up. Now, I happen to enjoy listing, but it takes a lot of time, doing quite a bit. If you're just throwing stuff together and you're not paying attention to item specifics, if you're not paying attention to all the stuff that eBay wants you to pay attention to, yeah, you can breeze through it quite easily. But if you want to make listings that are competitive, that are appealing to your customers, you definitely need to focus on those listings. And I think being so spread thin, it has to come from somewhere. So if I'm focusing on these listings, I'm taking away from my sourcing. If I'm focusing on my listings, I'm not doing something else as good as I can. And it spills over to things like this channel. I want to improve this channel. It's something I enjoy doing. It's something I look forward to doing. But there's times where it's just like, where do you find the time? Running an eBay channel, it's much more than just turning on your camera and talking to you guys. There's some research that's involved, and it's something that means a whole lot to me. And I feel like after this year of doing YouTube, it's really made me feel a sense of accountability, not only to myself, but to you guys. And it's something I want to continue doing, but I want to do it the right way. And I think by freeing up a lot of my time and becoming an entrepreneur, where I have employees, it is something that will make a huge difference in my life. In terms of sell-through rate, for instance, I have pretty much an average sell-through rate as it pertains to the number of items that you list and sell in a given period, let's just say a 90-day period. And I did the math on that, and I'm currently around a 65% sell-through rate, which is actually average. It's nothing to write home about by any means. Could be better, and that's the whole point behind wanting to hire a VA as well. Certainly, if I have somebody that's focusing on the listing, I can focus on my slower performing items, find out why they're not selling, maybe adjust prices, adjust titles, adjust pictures, do the things that will make that item more competitive that I really just don't have the time to do right now. And in hiring a VA, it's certainly something that's going to free up my resources, my time, to be able to handle that task. I spoke to you guys earlier about how this will actually free up some time, more time, for me to source. It's funny, I happened to just, in my mind, get pretty lucky. Still waiting on that B-stock pallet, by the way. I think it's a good deal once it gets here, and they're now telling me next week. So we're 5 weeks into delivery. Not a good experience with B-stock, guys, and it's probably something we'll discuss more when I do that video of the unboxing. But I digress. Got a good deal with that pallet, and I just happened to go on to another one of my supplier sources that I utilize, and I just happened to stumble on a $15,000 lot that I picked up. And I have to go actually pick this particular lot up, but it's about $1,350, and we're right about 9 to 10 cents on the dollar, and we're talking about good stuff. There's a lot of good electronics in there, a lot of stuff that I know can be quick flips, and it was well under my 40/40 model, and it just makes me wonder if I had the time, more time, to source, dedicate an hour or two every day. Middle of the day is usually when you find a lot of these deals on some of these sites, at least my experience. And if I had that kind of time to dedicate on a daily basis, I probably would find better sourcing opportunities, and better sourcing opportunities means that I will be able to make more money in this business ultimately. Because you have dead items, you list dead items aren't going to sell, and when they do, they're probably not going to sell for all that much. And so my goal with this whole VA program is, again, to free myself up the time so I can spend improving my sourcing opportunities. So I also mentioned the channel. I want to do some things with the channel. We're dealing with live streams. Many times I'm finding myself working 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, just to try to generate, what in my mind building up a large store would be. And unfortunately, it seems like, I'll list 20, 30 items and I'll sell 10 to 15 items. And while I'm increasing the size of my store, it's not the progress that I want. And if I can actually get someone who can double or triple that performance on a daily basis and free myself up, I can do things like dedicate my time to this channel, and that's something that I want to do. It's fun for me. Interacting with you guys, helping out others is something I've always done all my life, and it's just natural to me. And when I get those messages from you guys, I tell you this all the time, it really does get me motivated to make that next video. So I want to be able to do more with this channel, and getting this VA is definitely something that's going to help me to that end. And most importantly, and I think many of you feel the same way, that being an entrepreneur allows you the freedom to spend time with family, friends, to do the things that you want to do without losing that productivity. Because then again, you can go on vacations, you can plan trips, you can do the things that you want to do in life, and that's pretty much what we sort of dream of when we're working our 9-to-5 everyday jobs. And now that I'm in an opportunity where I have the means, if I just take the right path, to get myself to that place where I can just be my own boss, truly be my own boss, and not just be someone that works for myself, then my health, your health. I bought a nice little exercise bike, but really I'm so busy, I don't even use it. The first couple weeks I was using it quite often, and now it's just sitting there. And I just feel like I'm putting my own health and the things that I need to do aside because I'm just so focused on making this self-employment work when I really need to be focused on making my entrepreneurship work. And that's what this change is all about. Now, the whole idea about this is to hire people that will handle these tasks for you. Like I mentioned, I'm going through this website called Fiverr. I'm sure you've heard of it. There's a site called Hammock. There's other sites out there. Heck, you can even go onto some of these drop shipping bulletin boards and you can find a VA. I did that, and see, I think that's what happened. A couple years ago, I tried doing that, and I didn't go through a site like Fiverr. I sort of went on my own, found these people, and they claimed they had all this experience, but then they wouldn't show up half the time to do their work. And, here I am, disappointed, not sure if they're doing it. And when they did the work, they were only doing it sporadically, and in my mind, I was thinking, I can do this better than that. And I pretty much said to myself, it was a waste of time. Now, granted, at the time I was doing this is about 2 or 3 years ago actually, I was delving in the drop shipping community, and of course we don't do that anymore. We haven't done that for 2.5 years. That's when I was still working at my other job. So that experience really left a bad taste in my mouth, and it really didn't make me feel like having a VA was productive. But after watching some other videos, actually reading about the VA process, I think it's because the VAs that I hired were not accountable like going through Fiverr. If you hire someone through a website like Fiverr, and I'm not affiliated with Fiverr at all, I'm just telling you what I'm doing, but if you hire a VA from a site like that, they are accountable to that website. So if their performance is lacking, you can simply contact Fiverr and they'll get that person in line, from what I understand. But of course, you can always fire or replace the VA that you have. That's why it's important when you're hiring a VA that you go through just like if you're hiring someone here in the States, hiring someone overseas is no different. You have an interview with multiple people. You discuss their particular situation with multiple people, and you find out if they have a working computer, a good internet, the availability to work full-time if you need them to work full-time. Some only will work for 2 to 3 hours a day, and I'm sure for many of you that would benefit your situation greatly. And many of these people only work for like $2 an hour. And I was talking to my wife and we're just scratching our heads. I'm going to do what I can to take care of my VA once I see their performance. And I believe Fiverr allows you to leave them a tip, because I did have, the intros were created by someone at Fiverr, allowed me to leave that person a tip. So while we have agreed to a base salary per week, they definitely will be earning bonuses in the way of a tip based on their performance. I just wanted to give you guys something to think about, something that I've been thinking about for a while. Of course, I'll report my progress to you to let you know how it's going over the next few weeks, because again, hopefully many of you guys are benefiting from my successes and my failures, and that's sort of the point of this channel. So what do you think about the content of the video? Please leave your comments down below. Again, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. And if you're already subscribed, again, hit that notification bell so you can be notified of the next video. I do plan on having a live stream Saturday. I don't know exactly the time. I will put out a little notification here to give you a little bit more than 10 hours notice like I did last time. Hopefully many of you can make it. It should be sometime in the afternoon, evening time. So again, I look forward to seeing you there. And just do me one favor, guys. Keep listing, keep making those sales, and just know that flipping ain't easy, and we'll talk to you here really soon.